The Forge Johannesburg closed off Women's Month with a talk by Dr. Vashna Jagarnath commemorating the role of women in the struggle for liberation.
We understand as women instinctively that a lot has to change in the world. We know this. You know, we live in a deeply racialized, gendered, and class society, and most people aren't able to access the various sorts of benefits that middle class and rich women can access. But even rich and middle class women, in accessing that, are still not equal. They're still not equal to men in society. And I think for us, the understanding of this, understanding of what real Women's Day is, should ignite in us ideas about how to begin to change society for the better. We've had all these amazing stalwarts who did this amazing work to struggle for our freedom and our independence. And we owe it to them, we owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our children to safeguard that independence.
Go itumedisa go bona bomme ba go tshwana le bomme mashinini matshelo a bone go buiwa ka bone le gore bontsha gore even though ba ne ba sena thuto e tseneletseng le menyetla e rona re na leng yone ka jeko ba kgonne go dira diphetogo tse dintsi and go a kgotsofatsa go monate go bona bomme ba South Africa ba appreciate-iwa and feminism, because feminism is not just about gender, but it is about building a just society where every human being, regardless of their human condition, can prosper.
With the increased urbanization of women into urban areas, you see that these women are coming from rural areas, and what is it that they can do in the urban areas to make money? They can brew beer, right? Because women, that's the traditional role of women, was to brew beer. So they now can brew beer and sell it to men who have come to cities to work. And they start doing this. They also do other things like taking in laundry, becoming domestic workers, and so on. But the women who are brewing beers are the most independent because they are able to make money for themselves, and it's their money. You know, and they're not living with the patronage of a madam or anything like that. And what is happening is very quickly, the state begins to realize that these women have a very big income stream. And they don't want them to have this income stream. So they put in measures to try and limit what it is they can do. That they were determined not to be entirely under financial control of male workers. They wanted an opportunity to be independent more than anything else, and this is what motivated them for the protest. So this is so important, this independence that women want. You can see that through the PASS Act and now through this BEER Act, women want independence to be able to work and the freedom of movement so they can work, they can take care of themselves, they can take care of their families. And so in 1956, you have this, and you have the women of FEDSAW, which was the Federation for South African Women, and you have the ANC Women's League deciding to take up a protest against this. And this is a quote from Dora Tamana, one of the ANC Women League's members and leaders. She said, "We women will never carry these passes. This is something that touches my heart. I appeal to you young Africans to come forward and fight. These passes make the roads even narrower for us. We have seen unemployment, lack of accommodation, and families broken because of passes. We have seen it with our men. Who will look after our children when we go to jail for a small technical offense of not having a pass?" Right? And this is like something that people had to live with every day of their lives. And this arrangement, this law, really galvanized women into action. in terms of what is considered capital that contributes to the economy. You'll see at the top, it's just labor contract and the visible economy, which is the formal sector of employment. But what you actually have is all of this informal, invisible labor that is done by men and women, but largely by women, especially as people become landless and people are pushed into urban areas. It's women that remain in rural areas, in small plots of land, trying to sustain families. And that's certainly the case in South Africa, for example. For example, in South Africa, part of that, below that line, no labor contract, invisible economy, not in the GDP. Part of that would be, aunts and gogos in rural areas who are taking care of people's children, right? And they're doing that so that women can come and work. And often they are working in an informal economy too. Those 2 points where money is being made, where labor is being carried out, is not identified as contributing to the economy, and their work is not therefore identified as labor, yet they are laboring.